gonna get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back seat! Tell me where you are, John!
Wolfman's got Nards!
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. In this video I want to talk about Sam being the killer in Scream 6 and the evidence of her being the killer in the trailer. Now firstly I want to jump into that scene that everyone's talking about where you see Tara hanging on for her life and possibly giving a little smirky smile at the end of that as well. And some people were thinking that maybe Tara could have been the killer and she was maybe letting Sam go. And it looks like maybe there's a bit of camera trickery with it being upside down, but that's 100% not the case. Regardless of what people say online, that's not the case. The image hasn't been turned upside down. If you look closely at the image, when you see the hands that are holding each other, you can see there's hands with no nail varnish on it or pink nail varnish, and then there's hands going down the way with black nail varnish. Now you can see that the ones with the black nails are the hands of Sam that you see throughout the trailer. And obviously the hands with the no varnish or the pinkish kind of varnish is Tara's. So that is the right way around. And you're thinking, well, maybe they could have still turned it upside down. Well, they can't, because if you look in the same image, you can see the railing there from where they are in this place. I don't know where you would call it, but in this place, that's exactly how it's supposed to look. You can see just at the top of this image that the railing that splits from the wall, that's down below it as well. So there's definitely no camera trickery with it being turned upside down. That's not the case. Now when you look at the image of Tara giving her a little smirk, you can also see a teardrop in her eye as well. She's obviously crying. It looks like maybe a cry because of what she's just found out. Now if you look even closer into this as well, if you maybe try and pause it, play it, pause it again, you can see that Tara is holding something in her left hand. It looks to me like a mask that she's holding in her left hand. Now I don't know if that means that she's taken the mask from someone or she's taken the mask off of Sam's head to reveal that Sam is possibly a second or third killer in the movie. There is a line in this trailer that Sam mentions as well. She says something like, "You want me? Let's finish this." But if you play that scene in slow motion, what she's saying doesn't come out of her mouth at that specific time. So there's obviously some audio trickery in the trailer. So I think she's maybe saying something in this scene that reveals something bigger. Even in that scene as well, she looks kind of crazy, almost like she's lost it and she's given herself up or given herself away. If you look just before that scene as well, you've got Tara and Sam back to back. There's obviously a Ghostface in front of Sam. Something or someone is in front of Tara. Possibly nothing because we don't know yet, but you can see that Tara, she's obviously scared at the same time, but she closes her eyes. It's almost like she's closing her eyes because she's found something out about Sam. That something might have been shown on the footage that they've got shown in this auditorium. You can see there's footage in the background next to Sam. Maybe that's Sam revealing herself as one of the killers. Now we also get an image of Sam falling from that same place that they're possibly in when there's a showdown between them all. But who could have pushed her down and why? Because she had a gun when she was up in that balcony. The Ghostface killer would have had a knife, so either someone's came up from behind her or someone's intentionally pushed her because she is the killer. If Sam had her gun pointed at someone, whether it be Tara, whether it be another person, whether it be the Ghostface killer, there's obviously somebody else up there that surprised her and threw her off the balcony. At the beginning of the trailer, she mentions that there's this darkness inside of her and she's going to see a therapist about it. She's even got the mask in her hand with blood all over it and all over her hands. Now that makes it look too obvious that she's got something to do with it, but that might be like a double bluff by Radio Silence. They might want us to think that because they're showing us there's something suspicious about her, then we will think she's not the killer, when in actual fact they're telling us that she's the killer in the trailer, but because it's too obvious we will just think Sam's not the killer. But I personally think she could be one of three, maybe two, but possibly three killers in the movie. Let's move on to Sam's motive.
What would be your motive?
Sam is Tara's sister after all, so why would Sam want to kill Tara or anyone for that matter? Well, if you look back in Scream 5 or Scream, they don't really get along. They're not that close to each other. The only reason that Sam went to see Tara is because Tara was attacked. Now, I'm not saying that Sam has anything to do with the events of Scream 5, but the events of Scream 5 is what's caused, or is what I think has caused Sam to become a killer in Scream 6. Now, I'm not saying these are the words that are going to be spoken in Scream 6, but this is how it could turn out if it turns out that Sam is the killer. She could say something to Tara, sort of along the lines of, your dad is the reason my dad left my mum, because obviously her dad was with her original mum at the time, and then Tara's dad is a different dad. So it could be something like that, similar to what Billy Loomis's motive was for Scream 1.
And she's the reason my mom moved out and abandoned me.
If you mix that with Billy being her dad, she's obviously got a bit of crazy in her, and I think that Richie has unleashed the beast.
Here it comes.
And if that turns out to be the case, it would just be a simple case of like father, like daughter. Like I said, if you look at her being as one of the killers, then who would the other killers be? Well, I have mentioned before that the other killers could, for example, be Randy. I know it's far-fetched, but that would have been a good idea for me. And also Stu could be one of the killers as well. If not Stu and Randy, or one or the other, then you could be looking at some of maybe the detectives, etc., because of the evidence. There's so many reasons for anyone being the killer, but I think Sam has a lot of motive in the movie world for being a killer. She's went through a lot. She's found out certain things about her past that us as the audience would question. So if she's not the killer, then she's very much high on the list as being one of the suspects.
Everybody's a suspect!
So what are your thoughts on that, guys? I personally believe that this video is not far-fetched. I know that my Randy video was just a kind of play on who could be the killer, who could return. But in this one, there's a genuine chance that Sam could be a killer. And I don't mean the one and only killer, because we see that she's been chased by Ghostface throughout this trailer. Just because she's been chased by Ghostface doesn't mean that it's not intentional. She didn't ask Ghostface to chase them so they can pretend that Sam's innocent. That always happens in the Scream movies, so we wouldn't rule it out at all for Scream 6. So what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think there is a genuine chance that Sam could be one of the possible 2 or 3 killers? Leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.